I'm over 50 and I do not have it all figured out. Not even close. So if you're over 40 and you thought you would be further ahead by now, yeah, same. Hi, I'm Amy and I am starting over yet again. Only this time I decided to do something a little bit wild, a little bit different, and I am going to rebuild my life right here on YouTube. This channel is for women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond who do not have it all figured out either, but still want more freedom, more courage, more self-trust. So if that's you, you are so welcome here. I always thought that by now I would be, settled, whatever that means. Good career, tidy life, great relationship, all of the boxes checked. I thought I'd have it figured out. But instead I just keep starting over. And right now I'm in one of those in-between seasons. Not where I was, not where I want to be, but somewhere in the middle, just figuring it out as I go along. And maybe you're in a place like that too. Maybe you're going through a big life change, perhaps a divorce or a change in careers, or maybe your kids are leaving home and you're becoming an empty nester. Or maybe you're just wondering, is this all there is? Is this it in my life? There's got to be more. Or maybe you just noticed a desire to wake up some dusty dream that's been sitting on the top shelf and feeling out of reach. And honestly, I think we all have those. So let me back up for a second and tell you a little bit about myself. I started off my professional career as a dental hygienist. I worked as a hygienist for 10, 15 years, good, respectable job, steady paycheck. But after a while, the walls started closing in on me. I knew there was so much more right outside those walls, and I was not a part of it, and that bothered me a lot. So what did I do? I made a logical, well-planned career move. Nope. I did quite the opposite. I started a screen printing company. With absolutely zero experience in printing t-shirts, running a business, graphic design, any of that. Normal people kind of ease into things, but apparently I just jump off cliffs. But I really wanted to learn new skills, and the idea of printing shirts appealed to me. And I wanted to see what I was capable of. And you know what? The business actually worked. And I learned a ton about creativity, running a business, business owners, customers, employees, taxes, all of the things. But mostly I learned about myself. Especially I learned a lot about myself. So recently I sold the building that I ran t-shirts out of, or that I printed t-shirts out of. And I sold a lot of the equipment, but not all of it, and I set up shop here in my own home. So, I still have the business 17 years later. I still have the business, but I run it differently than before. Way differently, actually. So here I am yet again, standing at the edge of another new chapter, ready to start over. Again. But you know what? It's great. It's great. And I'll be honest, a huge part of me is excited and hopeful. 100% of me is grateful for all the blessings in my life and where I'm at right now and in this moment. But yet another part of me is nervous. And definitely nervous because I am so far out of my comfort zone right now. And that part is also asking, well, shouldn't I have this figured out by now? And you know what, maybe you feel that way too. You look around at other people and everyone seems to have it put together. They've found their groove, and I'm wondering, well, why am I still reinventing myself? And if that's you, I want you to know this. You are not behind. You are not too old. And needing a fresh start does not mean that you failed. Sometimes it just means that you grew. You outgrew a chapter that just doesn't fit anymore. So that is why I'm starting this channel. Not because I have all the answers, but because I don't. And because I know I'm not the only one. So I want to share my real-time journey of building a life that I actually want, building with intention, finding a life of freedom, a life of freedom, creativity, and yes, financial peace. You will hear me talk about sovereignty and being independent, which doesn't mean that you're going at it alone. Starting over after 40, 50, and beyond. I love to talk about longevity. That's a big one for me. It's one of my core values. And taking care of our bodies, mental and spiritual health, our mindset, money, and meaningful work, and learning to trust ourselves. But I am not talking from a mountaintop here. I am down in the valley with you, figuring it out, messing up, and trying again. So if you're a woman in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, and you feel like life kind of blew up your plans, or you have the secret desire to just change everything, but it feels too risky or too late, this space is for you. If you've ever thought, I should be further ahead, or I can't start over right now, people will think I lost my mind, or maybe you don't know what you want anymore, or maybe you do know what you want, but you don't think you can have it, then whatever the case, you're my people. Together, we're going to start asking new questions like, what would I love? What do I actually want out of life? And what does my soul's purpose even look like? And what if the next chapter could be better than anything so far? Ooh, that's a good one. That's one of my favorites. So you might be wondering, Amy, why on earth are you doing this on YouTube? Good question. And the answer to that is because I know how easy it is to hide and to tell ourselves that we'll quietly figure it out over here, and we'll share. I'll share when I'm successful, but I think there's power in the messiness in the middle. And so that's what I want to do. I want to share with you the messy middle. And I'm saying, hey, I'm not there yet either, but let's walk through this together. And so here is what you can expect. Honest conversations about starting over and small steps I'm taking in my health, mindset, even money, relationships, experiments that work, even ones that don't, even the ones that don't. So, and over time, I will share more of my story as we build trust together. In a couple of videos, I am going to talk about the lies that we believe in changing our lives over 40. And this is a big one. I am going to be starting a 30-day challenge. And this is just a challenge that I'm making to myself, for myself. And I'm going to be posting every single day for 30 days right here on YouTube. I promise you it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun, and we'll learn together, because this is brand new for me, and I figured, I might as well just go all in. So you'll find me practicing new techniques as well as just sharing my life with you. If you like the idea of seeing someone try, fail, adjust, and try again, then you're in the right place. And I promise you, it will be fun. One thing that I learned already is how important it is to have support and community. And the people that are closest to us are not always the ones cheering us on when we decide to change our lives. Sometimes they just want us to stay the same because that is what's safe for them. So even if we've never met, I want this little corner of the internet to feel like a place where you're not crazy for wanting more. at this age, at any age, right now. You are allowed to want more out of life than what you were told was possible. You're allowed to dream bigger, even if it means taking what looks like a step back so that you can move forward in a real way. And if any of this hit home for you, I would love to know that you're here. Just write starting over in the comments so that I know I'm not talking to myself. And if you want to follow me on this journey of rebuilding life after 50, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos, especially the 5 lies about starting over, and also my 30-day challenge, which is going to be very interesting. I can say that. I can't tell you what it's going to be like, but I can tell you it's going to be interesting. So thank you for spending your time with me. Wherever you're at right now, it is not too late. You're just starting a new chapter. And it's not a step back. It can be a step forward.